Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 3 of my survival series. Today we are going to take a look at adding an interior to the Omega Castle we made last time. We are also, now that we have a completed overworld base, going to make a nether hub, because right now this is what we are working with. Let's start with getting rid of what we have now. But now that this over here is removed, let's try moving the nether portal. This spot right here looks like it should work, and see if it goes to the right place. Let's go. Math actually worked out. Just as a little bit of context, I have built another hub for the old base, so it turned out pretty good. It was kind of Bastion themed and it did serve me well with some piglin trading over here, but I'm thinking about something bigger for the Nastrom base. So for the new location, I am planning on, from the Nastrom portal, building it right here. So in order to do that, we're going to have to mine out a little bit, and let's get straight into it. And here is my new nether hub. I decided to incorporate the 4 different biomes from the nether, and these labels here kind of outline the different things I have going on each side. So over here we have an iceberg biome to get blue ice, pre 1.18 mine, and then there's also the mushroom biome, blaze farm, and the wither skull farm, and then the stronghold over there to get to the end. Then on this side we have the industrial district, which farm is just a single hut, a raid farm at the end to get emeralds. And then there's Nahanberg, which is my starting town, the Guardian farm over there, and Nahanshire, my second starter base, and then some dye farms right there. And this way there is Nastrom, which is the current place that I am living at. Then up on the nether roof we have a gold farm, Hoglin farm, magma cube farm, cast farm, froglight farm, which I am planning on building sometime. But to get easy access to the roof, there is a problem of not having access over here yet. So we will fix that real quick by heading to the nether roof through the hole that I already have dug out. It's marked out over here where I need to clear out some bedrock. And just like that, it actually worked on the first. Yeah, it looks like we're in the right spot. Okay, that's good. And just like that, we've mined out all of this bedrock here. And at the bottom of here, we have some of the powdered snow, so you can just drop straight down without a care in the world. And now that our nether hub is completely done, let's move on to working on the interior of the castle. So we've made a little bit of progress and made a little staircase going up to the first floor. So that down there is going to be our entrance to the castle from either side. Then we can take this into the first floor here. So we're going to start on the first floor. Here's the first layer of stone filled in. Layer 2 is done now. There's layer 3 done and dusted. Floor 4 completed. Level 5 completed. And final level 6 is now completed. So now the problem is I need to connect all these with a staircase. Now I've got my stairwell running from the first floor all the way up to the top floor, but The problem that I've run into now is I'm not quite sure what to be filling all this empty space in with. I mean, filling in the floors was kind of to try to buy me time, but now here we are wondering what to fill these in. I mean, this room right here could be a library with books filled all the way up to the tippy top of the roof and make it feel all nice and lively and look like so. And here we got cute little tables in between all the bookshelves to put your books on, and then ladders so that you can climb up to the top. And then in the middle, a circular chandelier and sitting place. And it turned out pretty good. So now that we have the library built, I also decided to fill in the hallways here with nice little lapis circles. And inside of here, I'm thinking I'm going to make a kitchen area like so, with the stoves over here and then some work tables, and then we got some meat hanging from chains on the ceiling, and then the cool dangling lanterns. And then on the side we have some ice boxes with ice keeping them cool, and some produce of watermelons and pumpkin, looking nice and cool in there. And since we have a kitchen, we need somewhere for people to eat at, so what better place than to have this room be the dining hall. And inside here we got the chandeliers with a table going around to seat more than enough people, and then having different entrees on their plates and looking all nice and fancy. And now that we got a place for people to eat at, we can go across this hallway and make it the ballroom, with a nice looking spruce floor and some amethyst in the middle to make some pretty noise when you walk over them. Then of course got the jukebox over here to play some sick beats. And then now that we got the ballroom all nice and fancy, we can walk over here and make a keg room with nice big kegs over here with mugs to be filled, and then smaller kegs on the outside looking nice and sweet in there. And with that, the bottom floor should be done now, so we can move on up to the second layer and make another library in this area over here. And with the bigger area, it should be more grand. Had to make the entrances first, but now that those are made, we've got a library here with the same ladder design we did downstairs, and I really like the looms giving the empty bookshelf feel. Then we have a middle area here with some tables and smaller bookshelves, then a bush center. And I like the overall feel of this place. Just it's very simple, not too much going on, but the small details like the ladder and the little tables in between bring it all to life. And also the sheer scale of this compared to some of the other rooms. But now over here we're going to make a brewing area like so, with brewing stands and the blue lights to give off the kind of creepy aura of brewing. And then we got some cauldrons here with barrels, because nothing says brewing more than barrels. Then some candles for the ambiance. And then that's this room completed. Gives off a different vibe than the other rooms we've built so far. And then if we go right through here, this room right here, I'm going to make a bathhouse like so. And what we got here is a big old bath area where you can go into. It's the perfect height where your head stays above the water, but if you feel like swimming, here you go. Yeah. Easier room compared to the other ones, but sometimes simple is all you need, and it looks pretty good to me. So now we're gonna head on up to the third floor, because the second floor is all finished. And this floor I'm wanting to take more of like a military-ish vibe, so right here in this room we're going to have an archery kind of training area. And then here we got Some bows with the spectral arrows for the special military units to defend the castle. Then some fletching tables to craft the arrows at. Then of course a little archery area where we can shoot the arrows at the target. And then that is our archery room finished. And then if we're going to move on over to here, we've got a room that I think I'm going to make into more melee attack, kind of like swords and shields kind of training area. So we'll do that real quick here. And what we've got here is a little battle rink to duel out and train so that you're ready for battle. And then along the side we got some cabinets to store all of the armor that you could ever need, along with tools down here with your shield, sword, and axe. And of course some test dummies so you can practice your hits on. And then the blacksmiths over here so that they can craft up whatever you need, work on the anvil and quench it inside this water. And that's this room completed. And we'll move on over here where we're going to make the sleeping area for all the soldiers. So let's do that real quick here. And here we are, real quick and easy. We've got the bunk beds on the sides here with the casual clothes, of course colored blue leather tunics, and then some riding stations mixed throughout, some comfy benches, and then some tables to play cards at, and a nice simple easy room. And then the last room on this floor is going to be another sleeping area, but it's going to be for the royal family. So just like this, we've got the bedroom area, and in each we got a little lectern for writing, of course a little bit of a bed, some drawers or closets for your clothes. Then I really like the layout I got here. Of course a little closet for your clothes, and then a writing place, and then flowers. And we did that for all 10 rooms inside of here. Then a bench at the end so you can look outside. And that's this room all done and dusted. So now let's move on up to the next floor. And this is the actual work area where it's useful components for playing the game. I'm going to put a storage system right there, super smelter, enchanter maybe there or there, of course a bed, and then some crafting tables. So while that gets built, I'm going to hide out down here in the stairwell. That should be a long enough wait. And now we've got a storage room over here. We have a shulker deloader, and then putting your items in over here if you want to have it sorted. And so all the crafting things in the middle. And then through here we got the fancy bedroom, a place to write, a lot of couches to sit on and carpet, a double bed. And then if we go on this way, we have an auto smelter with 32 furnaces along this way so that it smelts nice and quickly. My favorite part of this furnace lineup is how they all turn on in just a line progressively. That never gets old watching. And then that'll smelt away real quick. And then we got our brewing and enchanting area over here. And that should be this floor all done and dusted, turning out beautifully. And up here is going to be a treasure area with all the different items we've gotten through our time playing. So just like so. And here we are. In the middle we got our armor stands with all the different variants of armor, even leather and chainmail over there, and then non-thorns here. Then technically the best armor with the turtle helmet, gold for piglins, and leather for powdered snow. Then this is my first set of tools whenever I quit the game the first time. Then here's the first iron sword that I'm honestly surprised that I still have. These are the infinity bows that I've had to retire. This one broke. This one had to be retired. It couldn't be mended anymore. This one burnt in lava. This one despawned because, you know, just throw it on the ground and don't pick it up. That's what you do. And then creeper that blew me up. Fishing rod to get gassed to the overworld. And then a gold mine just to get a stack of all of the ores. So we're basically there, but emerald is a little tricky to get. Best armor in the game is definitely diamond horse armor. A blue axolotl, which was really hard to get. If you were curious about why getting the axolotl, the blue one, was a pain, well, you have to breed these guys to get the blue axolotl, and as you can see, it's not exactly the most common, and I don't really know what to do with them, so we were just gonna leave them over there and figure it out later. The dragon egg, some enchanted golden apples, mob heads here, beacons, conduits, and then how do we get here box, and then some spare elytra, and we can move on to our top floor. Up here we're going to make our actual throne seat overlooking the castle area, so let's make that real quick here. And here it is, nice and built for us. We got a round table right here to talk about strategy, chandeliers of different ore types, and then of course the big throne over here has about a stack and a half of diamond blocks and about 12 or 13 netherite. Overlook all the kingdom, looking nice and fancy. And kind of the story that I'm going for right here, like the character avatar I am, is built out of ore. So this room is kind of like a power source for him with all the redstone, lapis, coal, diamond, netherite, copper, and gold providing him power. So that's kind of what I'm going for here. And up here we have a beacon with all the effects. And that's this area completed. Also in the throne room, I forgot, we found a home for the fish that looks like me right there from episode 1. So if you remember that, there's a little guy, his home is in this aquarium in the meeting room. Now back at the castle, we have all the rooms up there built, as you just saw, but there is one more area that is still needing to be built, and then we can call this project finished. But it's actually the biggest area here, so I'm not quite sure what to build here yet, but you'll find out in about 1 second. Wait until you see what we've got here. This honestly took the longest out of all of the rooms. So over here we got the cells for all of the mobs. Some of them we got along the way because they decided to mess with me. So we got the general cells over here, and then back here we got some bigger cells for like the Ravager and Ghast. And down here we have a high security area. Over here I'm planning on having high security for armored zombies. If the guy, there you go, I know you wanted to cooperate. There we go. Now he's all bedazzled up and very deadly with max armor. And then that's this high security area. Then over here is high security for possibility of escaping. So over here we have an Enderman area to make sure he doesn't escape. And on this side we have an area for a shulker so that they don't hit themselves. And then that is the general prison area made, and I really like the overall aesthetic and was able to use the iron from my iron farm going ham in the spawn chunks. And over in this direction we've got the kind of science and ultra high security that you can only access with this key card. So we throw it in, it opens, press the button, and then it's going to just put it in the dropper just like so, and the door closes behind us. So high security is for the blaze because our kingdom is a little bit made out of wood, so kind of need to keep him at bay with all the water around here so it won't spread upward. Nice and secure, you like to see it. Oh, and to open this door we have a face scanner over here, so we don't need that button no more. I really like that face scanner. It's a nice touch. And over here, the evoker will need the most high security. Once we actually have him in here, I'll have it lined with iron golems. We go through here, and then you gotta go through the cleaning chamber, and you're all nice and rinsed off. And you go in here to visit him, and you have to first remove the lava. Very fast process. And over here we have a little interrogation area to talk to the prisoner inside of there, and some files to keep on them. And to keep them entertained, I got some bookshelves, a place to write, and of course the best flowers in the game. And to open to talk to them, you just pull that lever, and the extra layer of double security by double authentication, and we can re-secure it with the lava. And that is almost the extent of the prison area. We have the nether holding cell, and over here we have the nether exclusive mobs that change when they're in the overworld. So we're gonna have like a piglin here, piglin brute, and hoglin. So that is all the building done for the interior. It honestly, it took a bit of time, but I'm glad that it is completed. Now that that is done, I believe that is this kingdom all nice and finished. So as you can see through here, we got the different districts, kind of a hotel area here, a farming area. Surprisingly, the windmill turned out pretty good. Individual housing area, the grand library over here that you're welcome to, with the opening gate which closes at nighttime to protect you from the mobs, a church over here, hotel district over here, some gardens, and then a ship to bring in the goods. And over here's our little tree farm, little mining area, and then each of these houses correspond to a different villager profession, which is real nice and neat. Like over here we have the blacksmith, over here we have the armor smith area. This house here is for the Fletcher. This house is for all the farmers. Then over here we also have a secondary prison area for kind of like the low prison for civilians. Over here's the fisher. Nice and simple. Get some cooked fish. A watchtower up here so that you can watch for any incoming intruders. Over here we got a stables area with a variety of different horses, even some skeleton. We have the butcher over here. And of course, where you got the butcher, you gotta have somebody consuming it. So we got a farmer area for the keeping of food, a tavern, and then a place for the brewing stands. And just a little inside of the farm area, we got the main mobs and a whole bunch of produce storage up here. And I believe that's a good general tour of all the different places I have built inside of the Kingdom of Nastron. That is all of this kingdom made. I like how it all has come together in good cohesive vibe with all complete interiors in all these buildings. So thank you for joining me on the finishing of the castle and of my Nastron kingdom. The only thing left to do is to fill the prison with mobs, but a task for the next video. So it's always good making videos and having you guys watch it, so I'll see you next time.